We are going to implement a large language model to a agent with a tool support. That means it is going to use a Gemini large language model with the tool support. So what is a tool support or what is tool calling in large language model is better to understand. So a tool calling is something we give an external functionalities to a large language model or to an agent. So through the large language model, function calling or tool calling, the agent can use external functionalities to perform its task. And the main concept in the tool calling is first we need to create that tool. That means the creation, tool creation. And we do create the tool by a declarator called @tool. Okay, I'm referring to the long chain documentation or the long chain specification. And this is what we are going to do in the demo as well. Okay, and then we need to bind this tool. Okay, the first is creation of the tool by using the decorator. Second is binding the tool. So after the tool is binded to the large language model, whatever we are using, Gemini or OpenAI or Cloud, then that particular model can start using this tool. Okay, so just declaration or creation is not enough. We need to bind the tool to the model by specifying its input and output formats. Okay, now the tool is available for the large language model or in terms the agent to use. So depending on the user query, the large language model now decide, because it can process the request, and if it need a functionality which will be done by this external tool, then that tool will be called by the large language model. So that process is called tool calling. And after the tool is called, if the decision is made, then the tool will be executed. That is the final step or fourth step. It is also called tool invocation. And whatever be the result coming from the tool will be fed back to the large language model, and it will again process and send back to the user. Okay, so there are four steps. First is creating the tool using the @tool decorator, then binding the tool to the large language model so that the large language model have this tool as available. Then it will call this tool. If the user request is depending on this tool, then it will decide to call this tool and then invoke or execute that tool. So this is a very simple implementation of the tool, like tool and create it, but by using declaration @tool. Then we need to bind it with the model by using bind tool method, and then finally invoke that using, or call and invoke, execute that using the invoke method. Okay, so here we see the binding, bind tools, and then tool calling with invoke method. Okay, so but we will see in our demo we are using a different function, not the mathematical multiplication or as not a database querying tool. We are going to use a different tool in our demo, but the concept the same: tool creation, tool binding, and tool invocation. And we are going to use the Gemini model in our large language model. So see you there in the demo.